what's up? It's Sean Baligian.
What up? This is Joique Bell here on the Baligian and Bell Show.
Make sure you check us out on the Woodward Sports Network. Is up. So glad you could join us on a Thursday morning here on Woodward Sports. Not just any Thursday. Terry Foster's in the house.
So it's a special Thursday.
That's a pretty damn good thing, isn't it? Terry Foster's in the house. Oh, by the way, so's Joique Bell, and I'm Sean Baligian, but we're happy.
Oh, hi, guys.
We're happy that you...
I'm just here to look pretty.
You do look pretty today, man. Look at you. Right?
Like he looks, now seriously, he looks like he could be in Mission Impossible today.
I probably.
Well, we just had Ving Rhames walk in, right?
We just watched that movie in Colorado with myself. We just watched it.
Well, and Ving Rhames is walking around today, as Terry pointed out.
Speaking of Mission Impossible,
yeah. He was. Ving Rhames just came walking in, so yeah.
You got the look. You even got the little earphones.
Yeah, I got the earpiece.
We have a thing. My kids and I, we call it the Tom Cruise run. In those movies, there always has to be the scene where Tom Cruise does that run like this.
Right.
And I don't know, somebody needs to tell him it looks awful. Now, nobody's going to ever have that conversation because he's Tom Cruise. But he does this run like this where he puts his hands out like that. And it is...
Every time he runs like that, it reminds me of Art's face.
Maybe he can't run, for real.
Yeah,
But you know what? Tom Cruise does the run every movie. Samuel L. Jackson screams in every movie.
Yes.
That's his thing.
Whatever works, man.
Give me one movie he didn't scream in.
Give me one. There is none.
For some reason, we were talking about black guys in movies and how very rarely they survive. And there were a couple of rappers that survived the wrath of Michael Myers. But it was funny, Terry, you brought something up before the show. What was it? Deep Blue? Was that the name of that movie?
LL Cool J was the first.
Was it Deep Blue? Was that the?
It was Deep Blue with the Sharks.
With the Sharks, yeah.
Yeah. No, LL Cool J was the first brother to survive an entire horror film.
He made it.
Yeah, I remember.
That's history, man.
Because More Chestnut, he didn't make it in Anaconda.
No.
Now, if you remember, and I'm a big Halloween fan, in H2O, LL got shot, but he survived. And then the next one, Busta, got his butt whooped by Michael Myers, but he survived. And then somebody else, I think it was Art, brought up, didn't Samuel L. survive? And Terry, you jumped on that right away.
He did not. You talking about Deep Blue?
Yeah.
No, he got eaten by a shark.
Devoured.
Shark came out the water and got
And
Samuel
it was right. The reason why there's Busta Rhymes fighting Michael Myers. He went all karate on Michael Myers. But no, you know what the thing that I remember about Samuel L. Jackson, and this is what made it pop into my head, Terry, is it was right after he did one of his Samuel L. Jackson rants. I've had enough of this damn shark, and then the shark just came and said, I've had it. I got a headache. Your yelling gave me a migraine, and he just destroyed Samuel
It was like
L.
Sharknado, man, that he got him. But here's how I knew America was progressing. In every horror film, black people were the first ones devoured. Then we survived. Then we became like the third or the fourth one devoured. Then LL Cool J survives an entire movie. I'm saying America's arrived.
I'm released.
One of the greatest mass murderers of all time, and he did not get LL Cool J. And that's progress, ladies and gentlemen. That's what that is. Unbelievable.
I mean,
listen,
are we really making progress though?
No.
That's a joke.
I mean,
brother.
No. It is. What I'm saying is a joke too.
Okay.
Women tripping and falling in the movies. Are we still doing that?
Oh my God, they always do that.
Yeah. Is that still the?
Yes. That still happens.
It still happens. So are we really making progress?
You know, I'm thinking, and Art, you're a big Halloween fan as well. The latest Halloween movie, okay, that came out a couple years ago. You know how they rebooted it, and Michael Myers is like 61 now and all that? The women are the heroes in that movie. I don't want to give anything away in case you didn't see it, but it's all the men in that movie get their asses kicked. But it's the 3 generations. It's Jamie Lee Curtis, her daughter, and her granddaughter that are left standing at the end going, ta-da. I mean, Michael's on fire in the basement, and they're going, what now, Myers?
Can I say
You can
how
never
much
mess with Jamie Lee Curtis in a movie.
Can I say how much I hated that? Does that make me sexist? Like, I hated it. We're not watching Tomb Raider. We're watching Halloween. like, cool. Jamie Lee Curtis finally found a shotgun. That's awesome. This isn't about her. This is about Michael Myers killing her. Like, let's not make it about, like, women empowerment. Like, no, it's Michael Myers. Like, that's what the movie's about.
Okay, all right. No,
All right. Such a sexist.
Art, listen.
That's why you're going through the situation you're going through now, because you don't understand.
Art, you know what the coolest?
Thank you.
Art, you know what the coolest scene of the movie was to me, and again, I don't want to give too much away, is Jamie Lee Curtis' daughter played like the prototypical damsel in distress. She played it up, and she's going, Mom, I can't do it. Mom, I can't do it. So Michael hears this, and he's like, okay, this is easy. He comes around the corner, and in the meantime, she's holding the gun, and she goes, gotcha, and shoots him. And it's like it's a great.
That wasn't cheesy to you?
No,
that was so
great.
cheesy to me. It's like that would never happen.
No, but listen to me, because Michael's used to exactly what Terry and Joique were talking about. Oh no, I'm gonna run and fall, and what am I gonna do?
Right.
And L-Town comes in because, by the way,
That's
Judy Greer
that's
is from
progression.
Judy Greer is from
You know
L-Town.
what? You know what, man? He doesn't like progression. He wants to go back to the old America, don't you, Art?
No, I don't want Jamie Lee Curtis in the kitchen by any means. But
Well,
what I'm saying,
you want your woman in the house dress, don't you?
you getting that?
You want her in the apron?
They made it
You
like
want her in the apron?
they made it about like Jamie Lee Curtis instead of making it about Michael Myers, and I get it. But at the same time, it was like Michael Myers is going to get out of it, and he did because they're making it another one. You know.
But she had to represent L-Town, and that's what Judy Greer did. Yeah, I'm from L-Town, yo. And she pumped Myers. It was great.
You know what's happening?
Yeah,
more and more women are getting into directing, and so they're like, "Well, let's get some empowerment. Let's stop looking like weaklings, and we're gonna get swolled up now and then."
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. It's
No,
called
I-
diversity.
To me, it ruined the movie.
No, it's cool.
Really?
Art,
I'm shocked
Art,
to hear
it's
you
fine.
say that.
Art, it's fine. We just know where you stand. You want your girl in the apron in the kitchen cooking, and you know.
I didn't
making sure
watch-
your drawers are folded and put in your drawer. We understand that. That's what you want.
I didn't watch Halloween to have Jamie Lee Curtis be the hero. I watched Halloween to watch Michael Myers slash some motherfuckers.
All right, but listen. Okay. See, now I'm gonna go off and do it.
Go ahead.
Listen. If it was just her, she was getting her ass kicked. Let's be honest. Art. Mike was messing around with her, just going, yeah, okay, you're badass and everything. But it was the fact that it was her daughter and her granddaughter, and all 3 of them had to, do what I'm not going to give anything away. Do what they had to do to get Mike in the position that they were in. And I call him Mike because we're close and personal, so I can get away with calling him Mike as opposed to Michael.
You ever called him that to his face?
Hell no, I'd turn around and run. I'd do the Tom Cruise run away from him. There's
I know.
Michael Myers. I'd Tom
You
Cruise
do
down the street.
You do the
You
art
and Tom
face.
Cruise.
Forget that.
You do the art face.
See, I don't watch Halloween because I'm afraid.
For real?
Yes. I don't want to see people get killed, man.
All right, since you brought it up, sorry, we're off on a tangent. You know what movie I'll never watch again because it literally, it freaked me out and it changed my life? The Exorcist. I'll never watch it again.
Oh,
That's how-
yes, that
Hold on,
was
have you
Reagan.
heard about? Have you seen The Conjuring?
Yes.
you
I didn't
like-
like that either.
you-
But The Exorcist did something, it did something to my soul. It's
We
like,
have to stop the show. Grammy Whammy said good morning.
Hi,
Good morning, Grammy Whammy.
Good morning.
Let's get
She's
you on
in
the
the
show.
comments. All right, so
you see,
getting
her,
back-
you see Grammy Whammy. You looking at picture? She's holding my grandfather's hand.
Oh, that's
As they're
cute.
walking. It's so
Aw,
cute.
God bless her.
But you know, The Exorcist was with religion, and then Reagan head was spinning
hate when they-
around,
yeah.
vomiting, all kinds of stuff. It was freaky.
It didn't. No, I'll never
So
watch it again.
can you not watch Scary Movie?
I love, like, seriously.
You saw the scary movie when they went to the house and they basically had to perform an exorcist on the.
Are you talking about the Wayans Brothers scary movie?
Yes.
I watched that. But I can't
different.
watch horror pictures, man. I'm too scared.
Not at all, Terry, really?
No, I don't watch it.
You remember that?
I'm
Art?
scared.
Like, even the classics, like, can you do, like, Dracula and all that? No?
Oh, yeah, because that's not scary.
Okay.
That's kind of funny.
So you don't. I think he doesn't like those supernatural movies when it talks about.
When
Right,
you're
but
talking about
like Freddy
Satan and
Krueger
things like that later.
and
But Joique was scared.
They
Joique
scare
was
me.
scared by this guy. Joique was terrified by that guy.
grab my strong hand. Grab my strong hand.
Because when I leave the
this let me
movie,
get
I
right
think
up
they're
in
going to
there.
be out there waiting for me. I want no part of them.
Hold up. And you just take this little book right there, and you just and it's all good.
When he in the turkey.
You're like he said, yeah. I can't
Terry,
do
you
it.
know what we do, my
When he
buddies
put
and I, Art knows this. We
That's
have
jerk
this
turkey.
we have this weekend called Loser Fest where all my buddies from my old neighborhood get together and we go back to our old hood and go to the Coney and we watch like the Halloween movies together. That's like our
I'm gonna
thing
tell you right now.
every October. That's our thing.
Well, if you switch it to comedies, I'll show up. But I can't
get
be
to
watching
Coney
these
for you.
things. No, I'll take the Conies
right.
and some comedies and maybe some actions movies, but
Yeah, I like action and adventure.
I
I
can't
like
do
action
horror
and adventure.
stuff.
But it's funny because me and Art was now laughing, and we just realized that what we were laughing at, you had to be like 35 or under to really get it. And so, so Sean and Terry sitting with the straight face, and I'm over here down laughing with Art. And me and Art know we know what we're laughing at.
Is that Chris Elliott?
If you
right?
have
That's
to
good.
Is that
get
Chris
the dinner
Elliott?
table, when they was at the dinner table, I don't know if he can
I'm
play
using
that.
my strong hand.
No, that's when he was about to fall. Yeah. And he said, F it, and he just fell down. We got to get some clips of that because we're laughing and the fans got to see it.
Listen,
and you
we're,
gotta get me to understand it.
we're up against a break.
Damn,
but-
Art and Joique are laughing like some schoolhouse girls.
We're up against a break, but when we come back, I want to talk to both these guys about athletes on social media platforms.
You know what I want to talk to you about?
What's that?
Northwestern Tech.
Oh, boy, such a pro.
Do your thing.
Start a new career in an industry that is always essential. The heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. Joique Bell, Terry Foster, Sean Baligian. Woodward Sports, stay tuned.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
I'm one of those people, I think that to go all water boy on you, social media is the devil. I feel like mama. I really do. So social media is the devil. But one of the things that happens, especially in times like this, I mean, in the past year, is social media has allowed athletes, broadcasters, newspaper guys that maybe normally don't, I guess, wade into the waters of social justice or social injustice, as it were. It allows them a platform to speak their mind. And as sure as I'm sitting here right now, at some point in time, if it hasn't already happened, somebody is going to say these three words: stick to sports. Somebody's going to say it. Almost as if Joique Bell, Terry Foster, and Sean Baligian do not have opinions on what's going on in the world. And it's interesting because, Terry, I see you do it a lot. You do it a lot. I don't do it as much, but if something bothers me, I'll give you an example of what bothered me, okay? After the Capitol, okay?
Okay.
That bothered me. That shouldn't happen. That is not a protest. That is not, you are people that are breaking the law. And I compared that to events that happened last summer. I understand if you're frustrated. I understand if you want to go have a peaceful march, okay? But when you are breaking windows and you are setting fires and you are looting, I'm going to call you 10 times out of 10 what you are. You're a criminal. Like the people at the Capitol. You're a criminal. Period, end of story. And so I see things like that, and it makes me sad, and I'm prone to comment. But I wanted to ask both of you guys, what's your take on people using it, their social media platform, to speak out?
Thank God they do, because athletes have a platform. It's a huge platform, and they speak for people who, quite frankly, America don't give a shit about. They don't care about them. They don't listen to them. And somebody's got to say something, because America's not perfect. America needs some change. America needs to be nudged sometimes. And I think athletes can do it more than anybody, because people either respect them, they follow them. And sometimes it's not good that they do that. You should probably follow, your hero should probably be your dad or your mom or something. But the face facts, athletes are looked up to, actors are too. So I'm glad they do it. I tell you what, I am more thankful for LeBron James than I am for Michael Jordan in times like today.
Mm-hmm.
But be responsible.
As an athlete, I think it's very important that you use your platform. But I also think it's very important that you also educate yourself on some of the things that's going on. So I agree with a lot of players who come out and they speak, and for the most part, they're pretty educated on what's going on. They kind of know the history behind it, and they see the pattern. And so for them to come out and use their voice and spread it out throughout their millions of followers, and for people to try to say, no, you can't do that, I appreciate different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because they give you a platform to where you can have a voice. And then you also have influencers who don't play a sport, who are also have a huge following that people listen to, and sometimes you just need that push, right? And then when you have someone that's a public figure come out, and that's why I consider LeBron to be one of the GOATs, not because of everything he does on the court, but also what he does off the court. And so we had this conversation before, so I appreciate everything that these athletes do using their platform, because we have to speak up, we have to talk, we have to make sure our voices are being heard for the people who don't have the same platforms that we have, or the same following that we have, rather. So I think it's very important.
Here's what confuses me, though. A plumber can say anything about politics he or she wants. A florist can say anything about politics he or she wants. Mm-hmm. But if you're in sports, shut up and dribble the basketball. Yeah. If you're in sports, shut up and just write. So if you're in sports, you don't have the same rights as people who are driving down the street with 9-to-5 jobs.
Weird.
That part I don't get.
Because of your profession.
It's absolutely weird.
Because of your profession.
Can I give you guys an example where this completely backfired? I don't know if you witnessed what Brett Favre said, but Brett Favre 6 days ago said that he doesn't want politics in sports. I want to watch the players play. And then just earlier, yesterday, said, it's hard to believe Chauvin meant to kill George Floyd. To me, that's the ultimate double standard and definition of stupidity, when you're an athlete, you're a legend of the sport, but you're literally contradicting yourself by saying, oh, don't talk about politics in sports, but then I have an opinion on the George Floyd situation.
Well, he's probably saying, talking about not local, but current players that are still playing. He's probably, nobody's watching.
But that would be like saying, Joique Bell, you shouldn't have an opinion because you used to play sports. That's stupid.
That's not what he said. He said he don't believe players. So let's be accurate. Pull it back up and look at what he said. He's twisting his words.
I'm not twisting. Listen, Brett Favre, if you're listening, for one, you're a jackass. For two, it's a double standard, because athlete or non-athlete, you should be able to voice your opinion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
I'm not agreeing with what he's saying. I'm just make sure we get the right content out there. I don't care if you're playing or not playing, if you're a superstar or the guy at the bottom of the totem pole. I don't care. If you have a voice, use it. If you have something to say it. One thing I hate is that when people try to silence you or you go to a facility or with coaches or a front office who say, don't voice your opinion. I think if you're doing it in a positive manner and you're being respectful and you're just stating your opinion and you're doing it with, you're doing it very, I guess you got to be somewhere socially conscious of what you put out there. But if you're not, if you're just saying your opinion, you should be able to go out there and do it without any repercussions. Now, there's freedom of speech, but there's no freedom of consequence. So, you have to make sure you not watch what you say, but watch how you word what you say. And so,
now back in the day, athletes wouldn't speak out on social issues, but if their agent asked them to speak out on something, they would. That's the only time they would do it. If their agent said, "Hey, we're having this problem. I appreciate it if you spoke up." But if it was something on your heart, they just wouldn't. They just remain quiet. So I didn't understand that part. I like today's athletes better than I do the athletes in the 80s and the 90s and the 70s and
when
stuff.
it comes to that, when it comes
to that, right?
But but you also have to understand how easy it is for us just to pick up our phone and say something. Now, it's the difference between, going on your phone and saying things need to change, and versus a person being in the action down there doing a march.
You got that right.
Down there making sure everything is peaceful and peaceful protesting. And now it's a difference. Now you have a lot of people that might tweet it or put it on IG, but they're not down there. They're not talking to the people of the city. They're not talking to the chief of police. They're not talking to the people. They're not trying to bridge the gap between. Like, you don't have that, right?
Joique, would you agree with this comment here from Kenny?
Did he raise his hand?
It's the conversation, Joique. Kenny says facts get muddied when celebrities get involved with their millions of followers who most likely don't do the research.
Yep.
That's why I said that they must do the research before they go out there and put out information.
And be responsible.
I like what Jenna said. Form your own opinions based on facts, not a celebrity. That's my opinion on it. And I couldn't agree more. Terry, you said something.
But what that does is that brings awareness, though. It brings
Absolutely.
awareness. And then a person who might not even go and Google the facts might not even know about it until they see a star athlete post it. Now they can go do their own research and get more information.
We are long overdue as a society to have a slew of uncomfortable conversations. Mm-hmm. We're long overdue. And if this helps bring about some conversations and listening, we don't listen to each other anymore. Sometimes I need to shut my big mouth, which has never happened since the day I was born, and listen to your perspective on something and your perspective on something, because there are things going on in the world right now in this country that I can't relate to. Mm-hmm. You guys can. As African American males, you guys can relate to things that I can't relate to. So sometimes, you know what I have to just go like this.
Yeah, but and you know what? The people who are not Sean Baligian, if you say something that you're making stuff up, I'm like, dude, nah, I'm not making stuff up. Or you're over-exaggerating, or I don't want to hear it. And so, that's a frustration there. And even, my Twitter timeline is always on jam. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's on jam with these people who are conservative saying that Derek Chauvin got a raw deal. That there was no evidence of him being where he should have been convicted. And talk about The Exorcist, man, my head was spinning. I'm like, there was no evidence. I didn't see the video. I didn't hear the testimony from the Minneapolis police chief and police officers and experts and people who did autopsies and all that kind of stuff. That was my imagination. No evidence that Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd.
Well, it's interesting because this is part of sports. When we come back, I'm going to tell you what I think, because I have no problem with people speaking their minds as long as you're being factually correct. If you're not factually correct, people are going to call you out for it, and people are going to call you out if they disagree with your opinion anyway. But in regards to the stick to sports guy, I'm guilty a bit. And I'll explain to you why when we come back. So glad you could join us. Joique Bell, Terry Foster in the house for a few more minutes. Terry, you want to stay one more segment?
Sure.
You're the best
Why not?
ever. So glad you could join us, Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
All right, welcome back in. So glad you could join us. So we're talking about social media platforms and the stick to sports sentiment, which probably has been thrown at us this morning, and that's okay. Guys, can I confess to both of you right now? I am guilty with the stick to sports crowd in this regard. You know what? Sometimes I just want to sit down and watch a game. Can I sit down and just watch a game?
Cool.
So what is it that athletes do that takes away from the game?
For me personally,
Yeah.
You know what? If you decide that you want to take a knee before a game, me personally, I don't care. Sure, whatever.
Okay.
I don't. Once the game starts, unfortunately, what has happened sometimes is once the game starts, the commentary during the course of the game will deviate away from the game itself. And sometimes people in the booth feel that this is my opportunity to get on my soapbox and preach this, that, or the other thing. That's what I have an issue with.
Well, you can watch the game and hit mute.
Trust me, that happens more often than you could shake a stick at.
Yeah,
Trust me.
But that's not anything on the athletes.
I'm not blaming athletes.
That's the booth.
I'm not blaming athletes.
Yeah, I know.
And plus, by the time the game starts, the athletes are playing the game and doing stupid stuff like, signing the goalpost or having fun or whatever. I mean, I don't think politics is on their mind during the game because they're laser focused on what the tasks they have to do.
Yeah. No,
So-
it's interesting because this is look, guys, this isn't going away. Like this, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to ask both of you guys. This isn't one of those passing fads or anything like that. I think we're going to see more and more and more of this moving forward. Would you agree?
Of course, because I think the younger athletes particularly have something to say. They are, they have more avenues to present things. They have more followers, and you know what? I think they have an obligation to do that. I don't respect you if you see something obvious wrong, and you just clam up, have nothing to say about it.
Nothing to say.
Arthur.
Sean, this is something that you and I and Joique discussed before the show, the tweet with LeBron James. And obviously, to me, he deleted the tweet. Sean, you expressed what the picture actually is. And I think that's what people are getting at when they say that, sports athletes should just stick to sports, because in that situation, it was a misleading tweet. Do you think that they should be held accountable, since we're speaking of, the tweet and accountability?
You know what, though? But even when you research that, you get wrong information.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
All right, so you get wrong, because initially what happened was they said that she made the phone call, right? It said that she was getting jumped. And you read something else off today, Sean, and said that's not what was reported. It was reported that the group of young ladies called the police and said the girl had a knife, and the police came, and it wasn't on her property. And so let me get some more details, because what I read was she was at home on her property, and these girls came to attack her, and the police pulled up to her property. And so it's a lot of misleading information out there. That's why you have to make sure you get as much information as you can. But like most people in media, is it better to be first, or is it better to be correct?
Yeah, my thing is wait, because when something breaks, it's never accurate the first 10 minutes it comes out.
You got it.
Because you're going off of emotion, you're going off of watching something real quickly, and you need time to digest it, really look back on it, and facts keep coming. Just wait, because if you don't tweet about it at 10 o'clock, you can tweet about it at 11 o'clock.
Yep.
and you still have the same impact.
Terry,
So,
that is something that is near and dear to my heart. That's why I had to point to you. As difficult as it is, okay, do you know what we have to do? We have to take emotion out of a situation. As difficult as it is, you have to take emotion out. All right, emotion, I'm going to get back to you, okay? I'm going to put you over here. I'm going to put you over here. Preconceived notions, preconceived biases, we're all guilty of it. Let's be adult here. We're all guilty of having preconceived notions and preconceived biases and looking at a situation and saying, well, this is what happened or that's what happened. You have to take emotion out of it and you have to look at things for what they are. And that's why I think the Columbus Police Department, and rightfully so, was very adamant about, whoa, wait a second. Here is the police cam. Here's your police cam. The mayor of Columbus felt the need to come out and say, this is a tragedy, make no mistake about it, but this is what happened. And so what people are going to do is now they're going to bomb LeBron James. Well, does that mean that LeBron James is precluded from ever talking about anything again? Of course not. But we have to be careful. I think we all have a responsibility, whether you want to accept it or not, to make sure what you're putting out there is as accurate as humanly possible.
right. So LeBron messed up, and he has to understand if he's got the bullpit, then he can be criticized. That's part of, putting things on social media.
And I saw the accountability, and I saw a little bit of that tweet, but when he originally posted that, I heard about it, I didn't know he was talking about the Columbus. I thought he was talking about the Minneapolis one. When the officer mistakenly shot the guy because she thought she had a taser. That's what I thought he was talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is a strange time. I mean, this has been the strangest year that any of us have ever lived, and whether it be COVID, whether it be these tragedies, because that's what they are. I mean, if I'm sorry, I'm one of those human beings that if another human being loses their life, yeah, that's a tragedy. Sorry.
It is.
If that
And
makes
some
me
people
a bad
don't
guy, I'm a
care
bad
about.
guy.
But here's the thing: there's so much going on. We're on edge. We're like looking around, and
That's exactly it.
We're like, okay. I don't like him. He just said something that pissed me off, so I got to attack him. So
No, you know what it is? I don't even think it's like we have to get to a point to where it's okay to have disagreements.
Thank you.
We have to get to a point to where it's okay. I understand how you feel. This is how I feel. But at least now I know your perspective, and I might look at it in a new light. And now you know mine. You might look at it in a new light. Or you might hear mine, might hear yours, and still think that yours is more valid than mine, and I might feel the same way, but at least we know where each other stands, right?
Do you know what's really weird? Terry, you said something when you were in here on Monday, and I kid you not, it stuck with me until last night.
damn.
And you don't even remember, you probably don't remember saying this, but I need to mention this anyway. You and I were talking about Jeopardy the other day.
Yes.
And we were talking about the guests coming in. And you said almost in a passing comment, like almost as a passing comment, well, Anderson Cooper's coming in, and, well, people aren't going to like him because he's Anderson Cooper and he's on CNN. Is that where we are?
Yes, it's where we are.
Is it? No, and I want you to think of no, and I'm going to use me as a. Do I agree with a lot of Anderson Cooper's politics? Absolutely not. Yeah. Do I think that CNN is incredibly biased? This is where my opinion comes in. Absolutely, I do. But I can differentiate between Anderson Cooper doing that and Anderson Cooper on Jeopardy. And you know what? I think he does a pretty good job. I've watched it the last couple nights. I like it.
I'll admit I can't. For Tucker Carlson is on Jeopardy. I'm not watching.
That goes back to the conversation that I raised my hand. That goes back to the conversation that Joique and I had about Chris Brown and separating the art from the artist. So, I can't, like, Anderson Cooper to me is smug. He comes off, in his hair, he looks like a skunk. I'm sorry.
He's
but
smug.
I can't get past the smugness and the better than you mentality.
He's a Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
That's exactly it. That's no doubt about it. Terry, always a pleasure to see you. Oh, hold on. Go ahead, Joique. I'm sorry.
No. Thanks, Sean. When you said you talked about, I thought you were going to talk about Jeopardy and Aaron Rodgers being one of the best hosts on there. That's what I thought you were talking about.
You said worst wrong.
news.
You said worst wrong.
He's not awful.
He was awful.
He was awful.
And Joe Buck's going to be
I'm
worse.
talking about. Did you see Aaron Rodgers when he
Terrible.
When he was on, no. I'm talking about when he was a
terrible.
contestant on there. When he was a contestant on there.
Yeah,
We're
he's
talking about a
just,
contestant.
he's the most bland. He is a salt and pepper on chicken. That's what he is. He's bland. He's the most bland white person I've ever seen
You
in
guys
my
want
life.
to see bland? All right, put it on your face.
Oh, no.
That's good.
You know what? I like salt and pepper on my brisket, though. But you're right. My chicken, I'm not.
He's water for seasoning. Like hey, we're gonna use some Aaron Rodgers seasoning. Let's just put water on it.
Hey, at least your cholesterol stay down.
That's true. And your taste buds are going to go.
Real quick, before we go to break, though, who is going to do a worse job, Joe Buck or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Clearly.
Yeah.
Joe Buck has professional experience, whether we like him or not.
Yes.
You don't like Joe Buck?
I don't.
No.
I don't. I do.
I
You know
do
what?
interview Joe Buck.
You know what? I'm gonna, in keeping with, stick to baseball. How's that? Stick to
I
baseball.
like that.
Stick to baseball.
Is he
Yes.
good at
I think
Way better
my
than baseball.
personal opinion, he's unbelievable at baseball. I think he understands the game so well. He flows with the game. I think as a football commentator, he's abysmal. I really do. I just don't enjoy him at all. At all. He never gets excited. Football's an exciting game. He never gets excited.
This is what it did. Touchdown, Lions. 20 to 14.
Is that your guy, Sherry?
It does sound like Summerall a little bit.
Yeah.
Bell.
Yeah, but somehow makes it
Touchdown.
work somehow.
It's that twang. He's got that twang. He made it work.
Do your Cherry.
Get out, boy! Terry Foster in the house. Put it there, Terry, old boy. Gonna have some barbecue this weekend. Okay, Blue, take us home right now.
What's up, Fish? Let's go to the aquarium.
Let's go to the aquarium.
We got a call. We got a caller.
We
Hi,
do not
Fish.
have a caller, but don't you like good old Jack Buck?
Jack's unbelievable. Jack was.
Hey,
his
Sean,
father,
you did a very
that
good
voice
job
that
on the
delivered.
show today.
Terry Foster in the house. He just the way he spoke. He was great. I loved Jack.
Best play-by-play locally in history of Detroit. I'm going to say is Van Patrick.
I remember Van. Yeah, I was little, but yeah.
No.
Or Ernie Harwell.
Ernie was great. Gosh, talk about a guy that understood the game. Ernie's delivery to me during a baseball game reminds me of Joe Buck's delivery, and that's a great he just gets the game. Like he's just casual with you on a Saturday afternoon. You know what I mean?
Just casual.
Yeah.
It makes you feel wild. Just feel like you're at home in front of the fireplace eating s'mores, huh?
Yeah.
Before we go to break, real quick, I wanted to get Terry's take, Sean, and of course you, Joique. Who is the best Detroit sports commentator? Just off the top of your head. To me, it's Mickey Redmond. I think Mickey Redmond's a god amongst men. But
I'm going to disagree because he's too much of a homer.
He's a homer.
That's why I love him, though.
Yeah, he's a
He'll
homer.
never shit on the Red Wings, ever. I love that.
Well, sometimes don't you want
No.
reality?
You want honesty? You don't want honesty?
I want a home team player no matter
Sean
what.
Baligian, best in the business.
Oh gosh.
Sean Baligian.
Wow.
I said it.
Yeah.
I
that's so
said
cute.
It. Art.
Yeah.
Because he's a because
You know what they can never take away from me? I did a
realist.
professional game. That's never take that away from me. Never,
Really?
no matter what, can never take that away from me.
Never take it away.
Nope.
Sean Baligian.
Yeah, no, Terry, I agree with you on Mickey, and Lord knows I've had my fun at Mickey's expense over the years. There are times, Art, as a hockey fan, I feel like I'm watching a different game than him. Like he's just so in the conspiracy theories, legs out to get him, gang, all that stuff. I just because I'm a purist, so it bothers me. I'm not gonna lie.
I think there's a lot of people like
a
Art.
realist.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
More a realist, I'd say. How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question,
I want
Joique.
the truth,
Yes.
Yeah.
or what your truth is, because that's what
What is your truth, Terry?
My truth is Mickey Redmond is a homer. Mickey Redmond doesn't tell you reality.
He tells you what you want to hear.
Right. Well,
Tells you what
he
you
tells
wanna
you what Art wants to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people like Art, why people like that stick around so long. Good job, Art.
Yeah. Somebody said Mickey Redmond on hockey equals Fish on soccer. I would love to hear Fish do some soccer commentating.
Would you like to do something?
You
Would like to do
couldn't
that, Fish?
hide. You couldn't hide your pure, unabashed love of what was going on, just like Mickey can't.
Yeah, that's the goal is just to go around the
Fish
world.
should do the World
so.
Cup.
Oh, in. Fish, you in?
Well, 2026, possibly.
Well, you know what? I actually we got it coming up in Qatar next November, right?
Yeah, but 2026 is in America.
Yeah.
So, and I was disappointed that Adam. Do we have a name for Adam? Did you?
Yeah, by that time
He's Atomic
listen,
Dog.
though,
Atomic Dog. Atomic Dog.
By 2026 though, you'll be in New Zealand.
Atomic Dog didn't know the World Cup was in New Zealand or in America. Very disappointed of him.
I love Atomic Dog.
You know what he did today?
Perfect.
No. You know what he did today? He said today, Atomic Dog. Joey was talking about Justin Fields dropping.
Yeah.
He was like the number 2 quarterback, and then he's like the number 4 quarterback. Atomic Dog said, he's not dropping. You don't know anything about football. And he said, wait a minute. If he goes from 2 to 4, how's that not dropping? Well, he didn't drop. Some other people rose. Yeah, but he's behind them. Well, that's not dropping. So even I was like, damn, Atomic Dog, I don't get it.
Art and Atomic Dog. Like, if you want bang for your buck, and Art's like furious because we should have taken a break like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But Art, you can appreciate this, okay? That 30 seconds that you two are in the booth together is something I look forward to every day.
Joique and I in the booth together?
You and Adam, Atomic Dog, in the booth together. There's a 30-second span where, like, people don't swear that much the rest of the day.
Yeah, but
you could take that 30 seconds when Art and Atomic Dog are going at each other, and it happens every day, okay?
No, it doesn't, because I don't do anything according to Joique.
Every single day, those two have about a 30-second segment in there.
And that's right before our show.
Well, and here's the thing. Adam goes from 0 to 60. He goes from 0 to 180 like that.
You know what, though? The one thing I've learned about Adam, though, at first I took offense to it, and I was like, oh, he's treating me like a bitch. Like, no, that's just Adam showing love and being honest with me.
Yes.
And I expressed that. So,
Joique,
Joique,
when you're talking, you can put the camera on you when you're talking. But.
I understand that, but when you're going like this, I have to showcase that you're not listening to me once again.
What do you say?
I was going to say, though, that when you were in here, you saw the hard work that goes on in here. You got a little taste of it today.
It wasn't hard. I moved my camera around. I was playing with the camera.
He yelled at me.
He was spinning.
Sean, sit up straight.
Yeah.
Sit up straight, Sean.
And then he's spinning the camera around like Linda Blair in The Exorcist. Like, no, that's not how we do things, Sean. Joique.
We got to get Terry out of here. Terry, we'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend,
take
my
care.
friend.
Terry,
A
where you
pleasure.
going?
I have a photo shoot today, young man.
Ooh, shirtless.
No.
Does Dr.
Baby
Fauci
oil?
know? Does Dr. Fauci know?
No baby oil.
No baby oil.
No.
All right, Rock. Hey, everybody, to Rock. He got to get up out of here.
All right. Hey, listen, 8 Mile Vodka, born in Detroit, is distilled in single 90-liter batches to allow for optimal quality control and care, then carbon filtered, aerated, and bottled at the perfect time to produce a subtle taste with smooth finish and a character all its own. It's an exceptional premium vodka that can be chilled and enjoyed straight or mixed to create an exceptional vodka. Now, next time you're out, ask your bartender for an 8 Mile Vodka or pick up a bottle at Meijer. Remember, always drink responsibly. Could there be trouble brewing at the Tokyo Olympics? With everything that's going on in the world from a social standpoint, the Tokyo Olympics, and I don't know who watches the Olympics anymore, quite frankly, other than Fish. I can see Fish in my vision off to the side right there, kind of raising his hand, going crazy. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens this summer in Tokyo. We'll tell you why when we come back. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. This is Woodward Sports.
Don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Joique Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Hi, how are you? Scott Bischoff coming in a little bit. We're just a week away from the NFL draft. I got to be honest with you, Joique. I have to confess this to you right now. Last night, I probably spent an hour and a half straight doing mock drafts. Like, no joke. You can go to Pro Football Network and you can do your own like mock draft there. And I was trading the Lions pick 100 times. I mean, just it's funny because they have it built into their thing where right before it's your pick, it'll say, Art, the general manager of the Green Bay Packers called, and here's his offer for your pick. And so people were making all these offers for the Lions picks, and I can't tell you how many little extra picks I ended up picking up. But if life could imitate art, not art, but real art, that would be fun to get a slew of draft picks and still get the guys that you want. In case you missed it, the Tokyo Olympics are coming up this summer after being delayed last year. Now, let me ask you guys this. Can we start there? I like the Winter Olympics. I find myself watching a lot of the events in the Winter Olympics. Mm-hmm. I do not watch the Summer Olympics as much.
You don't watch the track?
I don't.
Track and field.
I used to be into the 100, and
I'm huge.
I'm not so much anymore.
I'm huge.
Yeah?
I'm huge in the track and field.
Yeah?
But only like the relays, like the 4x1s, 4x2s, 4x4s, the 110 hurdles, the 400-meter hurdles. I mean, I'm a track guy, so I watch it. The long jump, the high jump, I watch it. Like, so.
I watch the basketball. If they have soccer, I'll watch the soccer.
I watch track more. I watch the track more than I watch the basketball.
Do you know what I try to? When is the 100? If you tell me that the 100 is at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to watch the 100. Mm-hmm. You know, because that's the fastest man in the world, fastest woman in the world. So that's about the only one that I'll watch. But other than that, I mean, you're just not going to catch me watching the Olympics, not the Summer Olympics.
You won't watch the 110 hurdles? Mm-hmm. That's like the most
just
athletic one.
No, not yes. No, not Edwin Moses back in the day was something, but no, you know what? Like it's weird. Maybe it's because of the sports that I played. I'll watch the Winter Olympics. I'll watch it incessantly. Like I like the one where you ski for a while and then you stop and you pull out your gun and you shoot stuff and then you start skiing again. I don't know. Biathlon, is that what it's called? I don't know. It reminds me of hunting. I'm gonna walk in the snow for a little while. Oh, look, there's a deer. Okay, now I'm gonna walk. I gotta walk in the snow a little bit more. But no, I'm just not. I'm not a. Art, are you into the Summer Olympics?
No. It's never been something that's interested me.
I used to like the boxing when I knew who the guys were, and I don't know any of the amateurs now.
Yeah,
I just don't.
That's something that's always interested me. Like obviously the boxing, but there's never been like an MMA. Like if there was MMA, I definitely watch. But I feel like the Olympics is, if it's on, I'll watch it, but it's not a level of importance like, oh, I have to watch it. I'm not like Fish. Fish is an international guy.
Yeah, Fish, you love it, right?
You guys hugely disappoint me.
Who's
the Olympics is supposed to be the pinnacle of sports, and you guys are like, oh, I don't watch the Olympics.
Who said that?
Everybody.
I didn't say that.
Everybody trains for the Olympics.
You know what?
Except for NFL people. They don't care about the Olympics, but every other person loves the Olympics.
Because you know why? Because it's too physical.
Joique, you were out. Terry and I had a conversation about
so you can't deal with it because it's too hard on you. Oh, my body's too hard. I can't take it.
Hold on, put the camera on Fish real quick.
It's broken.
Camera is out.
Oh, 17 games. I can't take it. Too physical. Oh, boy.
Terry
That's
and I
what
had
you're
a
saying? That's your argument?
No, what I'm saying is, you know how many games they play in the Olympics?
A lot.
A lot. So you think as physical as the game is, you think
you represent your country.
That is true.
You don't want to represent your country?
What I'm saying is, you know how many teams will have to play in a certain amount of time in order, because like, you know, football teams, we play games, we need 7 days off, and a certain time we might only have 3 to 4 days off. It's
yeah, because it's too much work to.
Fish, do you like this? Jenna said it's the best nap I've ever had every 4 years. How does that sit with you?
You
Fish?
guys disappoint me.
Yeah.
No, you know what,
Fish, why don't you play any sports?
What? Well, I'm not good enough.
Huh?
I'm not good enough.
Are you not good enough to represent your country?
I am not.
Because you didn't put in the work in the gym?
I did not.
On the field?
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to, but
Why
you want to go watch.
Why are you hurting him?
What? I don't want to.
He coming for us now.
But you're a football player.
I know, because I put in the work.
Yeah, go to the Olympics.
They don't have Olympics of football.
Do something else. Rock climbing can be a sport.
Do something else.
Joique, rock. Oh, weightlifting. You can
Fish,
be
you know what's
weightlifting.
interesting?
Weightlifting.
You were here the day that Joique, you were out. Terry and I had a conversation about things that used to be big. Okay, and
The Dream Team.
the Indy 500 used to be like a huge event, and it kind of fell off the map. This is my perspective or perception, as it were. The Olympics were massive.
Yeah.
And they're just not anymore. They're just not. And I don't
Why
know
not,
the reason.
though?
Maybe it's because
The Dream
we have
Team?
'Cause
so
people
much
like
on
Joique
our-
don't wanna go.
The Dream Team was unbelievable.
The Dream Team, ooh.
We have so much on our sports plate now that it's I don't know what the analogy might be, but it's just not big with the average everyday person.
You know what? What do you call the thing where you push the little puck and they gotta like
Curling.
curling. I'll do that.
Curling.
I'll do curling.
So, do you know what's interesting about this? I don't know if people have heard this yet. The IOC, the International Olympic Committee, has maintained its ban on athletes' protests inside of stadiums, podiums, and at the ceremonies. Yeah. IOC Rule 50 forbids any kind of, quote, demonstration or political, religious, or racial propaganda. They will be punished if that's what they intend to do.
You gonna punish me? What you gonna do?
If you win a medal, my guess is take the medal
You
away.
gonna take the medal away?
That's my guess.
Oh.
But that would be no.
Yeah,
That would
take
be,
the medal,
that
ban
wouldn't
you.
upset you as an athlete.
Huh?
That would be detrimental. If I won a medal, let's say Clarissa Shields wins a medal in boxing, which she has before. She makes a political stance and they say no and they take it away.
No.
You'd be known as
what
the
away?
no
They gonna
medal
take
guy.
They're gonna take it out your hand.
I mean,
They're gonna take it out your hand.
Wouldn't be in the record books.
It don't gotta be in
that's
the
the,
record
yeah.
books.
Would you have an asterisk by your name, like made political stance? It was the medal was taken away? That would be so demoralizing. That would hurt.
If you're asking me, I would know deep down I won.
I won.
The medal would be nice. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I could show
yeah.
everybody it'd be on my mantle and everything, but it wouldn't matter to me. Seriously,
The person
wouldn't matter to me.
in the books, it's still gonna show that you won.
Yeah.
You just not. You didn't get the gold medal.
By the way, Tammy, thank you for this. Coach Blashill said Tyler Bertuzzi and Franz Nielsen will miss the remainder of the season for the Red Wings. Thank you for that. Wanted to get that out there. Joique, what do you think about this? The Olympics have been, if anything, consistent. Yeah, you have to give them that. Mm-hmm. Should they change with the time? Should they allow something like this if somebody decides to put up the fist or take a knee or whatever?
Yes, it's progression. So everything is progression, I guess, in the world except for the Olympics. That's probably why it's not. That's probably why people are not as in tune with it as what they used to be. Might be a good reason, but I mean, as long as I know within myself I want, and if I wanted to do something, I'm going to do it, as long as it's not disrespectful. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But everybody's not the same. So
yeah,
people have. I mean, people. I can't fault a person for having different morals than what I have. Sean, you are.
I wish there were more people like you.
Well, no.
I'm serious.
Nah.
I do. I wish there were more people like you.
Yeah, but it takes time. I was watching a clip of Marshawn Lynch. He was doing an interview with forgot what was it, Dr. I can't remember his name, but he did an interview with him, and it's a guy that's kind of helping to promote people getting the vaccination. And so as we were talking about it, Marshawn made some valuable points, and he said that when it comes to health and pushing like this type of agenda, the government is like, pushing it to the black and brown communities. They need to get it. You guys can go get it for free. You guys, and he said, if that's the case now, why has not always been the case? Why is that the case now when they want to put something into our bodies? Why do we have to wait now to be on the front of the line for this vaccine? I mean, and it was a valid point. And then the doctor said, you're absolutely right. Just hopefully that when everyone gets vaccinated, hopefully it goes to that, and the government starts to realize we need to be at the front of the line for certain things. But do you think they're going to do that once we get the vaccination? Sean, do you think? I mean, do you get that? I understand.
I totally get what you're saying. You're just talking to the wrong guy, and Art shaking his head in the other room. I don't need the freaking government in my life. I'm an adult. I am a father. I am 50 years old. I just don't need the government. Leave me alone. I'm not breaking any laws, and if I break laws, you know what? Prosecute me. Send me to jail. I can do things I can make. Are you ready? I can make choices for myself.
No.
No, really,
No.
Art. I swear to God, I can.
No.
I can make choices for myself.
You're not allowed to. You take the vaccine. You
Don't
say
get me
thank you.
started.
Can I have another?
They have a vaccine passport
I know.
that you need to get in certain. What? Are they doing that now?
They're thinking about laminating the vaccines cards that you have now, and if you want to get into concerts and passport or anything really, you need to present it. Here's one thing: I got COVID after I got the vaccine,
and that's why I commend the
Makes two of
governor.
us.
The governor of Arizona banned it.
But here's my thing. I come from a fear aspect where, like, I got the vaccine and 2 days later I got COVID. Now, I know it takes 2 weeks for it to, and I get that. I'm supposed to be at Ford Field right now getting my second vaccine. I'm not doing it. It scared the crap out of me. Like, I've read paperwork and research that says if you get the vaccine and you get COVID, you're likely to have it worse. So how does that convince me to go and get it again? I don't want to go get the vaccine. I don't want to. So
God bless you.
Your symptoms of the shot might be worse, but
from my understanding, the research that I've done, if you get the vaccine and you get COVID shortly after, you get it worse than if you weren't to get the vaccine.
I got lucky.
Yeah.
I guess I got lucky.
yeah.
Regardless, though, it's personal choice. No one should force you. And the black and brown communities thing is real, and it's history. They were giving out vaccines to the black and brown communities first to see how it would affect them before they gave it to white people. That's true.
And you know what, Joique, to that point, you know what? If I was a person of color, you know what? I would say the exact same thing that I'm saying now. Let me make that decision.
I'll wait 10 years. Let me see the side effects.
Right? I'll make that. I'm an adult, like Kevin. I'm a man.
I'll give you a
I'm
perfect
40.
example. But I had a close person in my family, got the vaccine, and then afterwards they fainted, and then after they fainted, like a day later, they took that one off the shelf. They took the Johnson & Johnson off the shelf. And so basically, they were out here just testing. We were lab rats.
The thing is when
no, I'm serious. We were lab rats. And so once they realized what it was doing, then they took it off the shelf after people started to. That's why I'm not against it. If you want to do it, please go do it because. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying not now.
But what if it hinders your ability to go and do stuff, which sounds like that's what's going to happen. If they tell you, hey, Joique, you cannot go down and cover the Detroit Lions media room unless you get a vaccine and unless you have that card, then what do? That to me is forceful. That's forceful.
But that's when you get to the point where we talked about this. We talked about the gambler. Here we go. We got Atomic Dog in. What's up, Atomic Dog?
Just literally just smack me in the forehead. He's lucky I don't backhand his ass.
This guy's making mistakes. Somebody.
How?
So many, Adam. I've been telling people he doesn't do anything except mess
we're
up on the
crypto
show.
buddies. We're crypto buddies. You're gonna do me like that?
Man, you got $20 in there. Relax.
I like what Tammy said. I have the vaccine, but no one should have to be forced to get it. It's a personal choice.
It's personal choice. And I'm not against people who are getting the vaccine. I want you to do what you feel is necessary for you to feel safe. So if you feel safe by doing it, please, by all means, go do it.
Do it.
But now with you guys have the antibodies, so to me that means that for the next 6 months you shouldn't have to get a shot.
No.
I'm going to do it anyway. I don't want to say I've done an about face. I don't want to say, but I've come, how about a 3/4 face? Because I think up until right before I eventually got it, I was like, nah, I'm going to let everybody else get it, grandma get it and everything. And then I talked to my doctor. And I trust my doctor. He's been my doctor for a long time. And I said, shoot straight with me. Do you think I should get it? And he said, yeah, get it. So I was in the process of getting it.
Kenny's comments great.
I'm going to wait a little bit till they work out all the kinks just in case y'all turn into zombies and start the apocalypse. Yeah. But now, you know what happened, especially since I got it?
What?
Now, like you, Art, I'm in no hurry.
That's my thing.
But here's the problem. And again, this is one of these conversations we're not allowed to have today, okay?
Yeah, we're not allowed to have it.
Okay, but I'm going to say it anyway, okay? Allegedly, we're safe for the next 6 months. But I don't know, if you talk to Dr. Fauci, the information might change next week.
We're living in a day to where we're living through an experiment right now.
That's what's scary, because they're saying...
We're living through an experiment because new things are coming out every day, and so new information is being given out. So these doctors are learning on the fly as well.
Now they're saying we have to get the shot every year. I wouldn't have gotten the first one if I knew I was going to have to get it every year. I don't get a flu shot.
Wait, information has changed in the past year? No way. Do you know what my family and I did the first weekend? True story. True, and I have pictures on Twitter to prove it.
And it's crazy. They have over 3/4 of the U.S. vaccinated base, yet numbers are still going up.
Do you know what we did the first weekend? True story. And we tweeted out pictures. If you remember, and again, this is one of those things I guess I'm not allowed to talk about. Initially, they said, we don't need face masks. It's for the frontline workers. We don't need face masks.
Now we need 2.
That's a true story. So do you know what my family, and they said, if you can make some face masks and drop them off, we're going to have pickup points around where we live. And it's interesting because the elementary school, like, a block away from where we live, had one of these pickup things. So you know what we did? We have 2 old-fashioned sewing kits. We made like 30 face masks. Aww. We didn't make any for us. We made, because we were told we didn't need them. So we made like 30 face masks, and
look at Sean listening to the government.
I walked. You take such good care of me. No, but we did. I mean, we made them, and they had this box, frontline workers, and we dropped off all these masks and everything. I shit you not. 2 days later.
Swear jar.
Darn it. 2 days later, we're told, everybody wear a mask. Well, wait a second. You just said for the last 2 weeks we're not supposed to wear a mask. That it's just for the importance of the. So we didn't have any masks. Here we made 30 masks in my house, literally 30 masks in my house. And then 2 days later they tell us, everybody should wear a mask. We didn't have any masks in our house.
The greatest thing that you've said, Sean, is that explaining to your kids, like, we're living the weirdest of times.
I got nothing.
Joique,
I said it the other day. I don't think you were here. As a parent, we're supposed to say, it's okay. I've seen this before. No, we haven't.
We've never seen this before.
Nothing. There's nothing. No comparison whatsoever.
Are you raising your hand?
Our buddy Scott Bischoff is here. Scott, seriously, I'm not joking, I did almost 2 straight hours of mock drafts on Pro Football Network. It was amazing how many times a general manager called me and wanted to make deals with me. It was amazing.
How many times?
Every damn pick until I got to like the 5th round. I mean, it was just like and I fell down a bunch of times one time just to do it. Just, you know what, I'm going to see what it's like. So I ended up with I had no first-round picks. I had 7 second-round picks, and 2 additional first-round picks next year. So that means I got the Lions 4 first-round picks in 2022. You better hire me, Holmes. Come on. Put me on payroll, dude. What do you need from me? I'm joking. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian.
Hey,
Scott
real
Bischoff
quick, can you tell us about Hall Financial, Joique?
Oh, wow. Yeah, could you?
No.
Okay, that's a seg. We're supposed to be a team, Joique.
I know. I just
tell us about Hall Financial.
Hall Financial, live read. When is the last time you checked your interest rate? If it's over 3%, then you need to call Hall Financial for a 5-minute mortgage checkup and tell them Woodward Sports sent you. Hall Financial is fast and they do all of the heavy lifting. So go to davidhallmortgage.com and get started right now. Hall Financial, lower payments, better options, and more personal attention. Sean Baligian, Joique Bell, stay tuned.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right, and you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton, nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
All right, welcome back in. Glad you could join us. You know, I got a phone call from this guy, what was it, about late November, Scott, when you called me and said, hey, guess what? I have COVID.
I don't remember. Did I call you?
Yeah, you did. We talked on the phone for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, we did. We talked on the phone for a while.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Scott was like my COVID expert for a while, and then, well, I had no need for Scott.
I don't.
Because then we got it. So
Truer words.
I had no need for Scott, so beat it. Scram. Vamoose.
Quit calling me. Leave me alone.
No, you know what? You've been very nice to me the last couple of weeks, and I appreciate that. No, you have been.
It cost me nothing.
Do you know
to
what he
be
did?
nice to
He
you.
literally checked on me every day while I had COVID and asked me if there was anything, you know, like, because he had been there and done that. And then being the good friend he is, he checked on me a few times after my dad passed and everything. So I appreciate that, buddy.
Never
I wanted to
checked
say
in
that
on me when
publicly.
I had COVID, Scott. How dare you?
You know, I didn't.
Nobody likes you.
Yeah, I will never retweet you again, Scott.
Nobody
Who
likes
cares? Jeez. You know, I didn't really care so much about you, Art. I'm just being honest. Kidding. But how are you? I was worried about you.
you. I was good.
Good. I'm kidding, Art. I'm totally kidding.
I didn't get a call either.
Listen, you don't follow me on Twitter. I have no means to get a hold of you.
Do you follow me?
Yes, I follow you. Look it up.
Okay.
Take that, Joique Bell.
Sorry
No,
about
but
that.
really, Scott
about
was
that.
like,
Kidding.
Scott was my COVID insider. Yeah, not only are you our draft guru, but you were like our COVID insider.
Well, there's so much confusion about some of that stuff that, you know, if you've been through it and stuff has seemed to help, then you should probably share that with people who might be going through it. That's all.
Yeah.
A good guy here. Good guys. Scott Bischoff.
I don't know about
They
that.
don't come better.
Oh,
Let's take out one of these.
So listen, Scott. Already it started. Kevin said if Sewell and Chase are gone at 7, let the phone ring.
Can we play that game?
Let's play that game. Go.
Let's play the game that Sewell and Jalen Waddle are available at 7.
Yes.
And the Chargers call you and the Cardinals call you because that's a real thing happening. That's a thing happening. And
More
they
on
have
that
to
in a second.
Yeah, they have to bid against each other to come up to 7. Cardinals want Jalen Waddle, which is reasonable to think. We should talk about – I'm all over the place. We should talk about Miami and the fit of Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle and how that would work because I think a lot of people think that they're the same guy when they're not. The Chargers want Penei Sewell, and you can understand their desire to have a left tackle like Penei Sewell. I do not and will not accept or understand why people are down on him. I'm rejecting it entirely. Take that. I don't understand it. He's 20 years old. You know, we saw him as a 19-year-old. 19 years old against Auburn. 19. In week 1 of 2019. 19 years. I'm sorry. 18 years old. Think about that.
Getting busy.
Against Auburn. Marlon Davidson. He went up against Marlon Davidson. He went in the second round to Atlanta last year. Derek Brown. I mean, they didn't see each other a lot in that game, but still, you're talking about a kid who's 18 years old playing in that game and totally handled his business. Was it pretty? No. Does it need to be? No. I mean, I don't understand it. But back to what I was talking about, I think I'm a little delusional right now.
No,
I'm so excited to talk to you guys that I'm trying to. It's like
we're
verbal
a week
diarrhea
away
happening.
now. Like
You guys suck all the
Art and I
time,
literally had a conversation before the show started. Okay, again, I'm going to let you into the inner sanctum, and it was funny because Atomic Dog was standing nearby, and I won't tell you the context, Art. I won't share the context and why the conversation came up, but I will share the context of the conversation. And Art and I were talking. I said, Art, you're going to have to trust me when I say this. Right now, you can't talk enough draft. It's impossible. You cannot talk enough draft. So Atomic Dog is walking by. All right, Atomic Dog's one of the biggest sports fans I know. I say that with respect. Please don't yell at me, Adam. And Atomic Dog, I said to Atomic Dog, I said, think of the sports year. What are the two biggest events on the sports calendar. He didn't hesitate. You know what he said? The Super Bowl and the NFL draft. And he's 100% right. He's 100. That's it. If
you said the two biggest what?
The two biggest events in a sporting year on the sporting calendar. Whatever it is. And I didn't phrase it like that in fairness. I said, make a list of the biggest sports events in terms of all-encompassing in the sports calendar. Yeah. Without hesitation, Adam looked at me and said, Super Bowl, NFL draft, and then he was like, what would I put third? And I go, no, you can go ahead and stop there. He's right. That's it. If you don't think the NFL is king, you're not paying attention.
NFL is king. Do you think the NFL draft is bigger than the NBA Finals?
Yes, absolutely, positively, 1,000%. 1,000%.
The NFL draft is bigger than the NBA Finals?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I disagree with that.
1,000%.
The draft is bigger than the NBA Finals?
1,000%.
Are we going off people tuning in? Like, what are we going off of?
If we're going off of people tuning in, possibly. But if we're going just based off of popularity, I would say that the NBA Finals is more important significantly than a draft. No? Joique?
It might be more important, but...
How many people say I don't watch the NBA? How many people say I don't pay attention? Especially, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a lot of hockey fans are like this. There's like this thing between hockey fans and NBA fans, and I'll tell you why. Because they're both redheaded stepchildren. They are. They're both redheaded stepchildren. So what happens is you're trying to fight for every kind of scrap that you can get. So I know a lot of guys that don't pay any attention. To me, the NBA Finals is the finals. I'm going to watch it every time, okay? Now, let me phrase it this way. How many people do you know that say, I can't stand the NFL and I'm not watching the NFL?
Yeah, but I
know
like
a lot of those, that kind of
I know
talk
a lot of those
these days.
Do you really? Well,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of those people.
How many people say it and actually do it?
It's not that many.
And actually mean it. You nailed it.
Yeah.
How many people remember? I'm never watching the NFL again because
yeah.
And you're watching that Sunday. Shut up.
Yep.
So, but anyway, it is when you're talking about the sports calendar, and this is where I'm going to ask you to take a leap of faith with me. Okay, I've been in this nuts business for 26 years now. 26 years.
Going on 27.
It'll be 26 this summer to be official. Okay.
Oh, so you're 25.
Yeah, it's like 25 and 9 months right now.
That's false
How's
information.
that? All right. Sorry. You can't. We call it radio gold. You can't talk enough.
Well, not
Lions.
only that, but if you
can't
go
talk
to
enough draft, you can't talk enough NFL. You
go
can't.
to the cities where they're hosting the draft. Mm-hmm. Like Chicago is cool for was it 2 years in Chicago or one?
I don't remember.
Whatever it was. I went to Nashville, not for the draft, but I went to Nashville with the family. Some great stories about Nashville, by the way. Go to Nashville. You should really go to Nashville. And I saw what they were putting together for the draft, and I thought, this is crazy. This is like putting a stage together for the Beatles kind of thing. And
yeah, so they do
crazy.
So when they have it, you remember when they had it here in Detroit? And all the things that they was kind of dressing up everything to make it look nice on the outside for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
04.
Yep.
It was an 04 season, but it was played in 05.
06.
05. It was 05 season. It was played in 06.
Yeah, February 06. Yep.
All right. So I remember how they just dressed up all the downtown. We had like a lot of old buildings. They had buses that were.
They became bars.
Yeah. Or event space. They were one thing I found out after the fact, but they were taking like a lot of the homeless people on buses to like a shelter in the outskirts, and then when it was over, they took them all right back downtown. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And so I didn't understand that. But it brings a lot of revenue to the cities though. That have the Super Bowl. I don't really see too many people like hype about like the NBA Finals, like going to those cities for that whole week or for that whole week and a half. I don't see that.
Because it's not even close to being comparable.
But neither do I hear people talking about going to, at the time, New York to watch the draft.
Okay, so the New York thing was bizarre because it was very difficult to even get near Radio City Music Hall. It just wasn't. And they did let some fans in, but it was kind of an exclusive thing. It made me feel bad about it because it was like the entire theater is filled with like media people. Like That's it. And a few fans upstairs, but that was it.
That's for what?
At Radio City Music Hall for the draft when it was in New York. Now that it's moved cities, it's incredible what it is. I mean, what they do, the amount of people that hang out and watch it. I don't understand it because it's literally like names being called kind of thing. But it was eye-opening to see Nashville putting together the stage they were putting together and sectioning off parts of the city for it.
Do they have bets on drafts?
Do they have what?
Do they have bets on drafts?
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah.
You don't even want to know. I shouldn't. Nope. Can't go there. Nope.
Sean.
I'm sure they do.
Can I tell you this? I made a bet for Micah Parsons to be drafted by the Lions, and if it happens, I will.
I'll punch you in the face. I will punch you right in your face.
I might have a stroke.
I will punch you right in your face.
But my wallet will be fat.
All right, we'll go.
Hey, Joique, are you not mad? You're just disappointed?
I'm just disappointed.
That there's gambling happening?
I'm just disappointed.
Listen, you guys talk about growing weed and all that stuff.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back real quick. Because it's not about that, Scott.
I'm sorry.
It's an insider between me, Sean, and Art. I throw up these alley-oops, these layups. They layups. And Sean just leaves me out to dry every time.
Yeah, that was bad. Sorry.
Could he have gone with like
Art, you just said something. I'm sorry.
Art, what did you say?
I said I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, Art, Sean, that's the line. Listen, it reminded me of my father, okay? The time that my father took my soul away from me is when he dropped that line on me.
Well, Sean.
Because, I was used to, guess what? The plane's coming in, and it's going to land, okay? And I came home one night at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was 16.
That's not night, that's morning.
And I snuck in thinking, yeah, I made it in and everything. And all of a sudden I heard my dad get up like 5 minutes later. I'm going, he's going to work. He's going to work. He's going to work. And then I heard the turn out of his room coming down the hall. And I already started going like this. Thinking, all right, just protect the head. He can do the damage to the body, just protect the head. And he opened the door. I'll never, as God is my witness, I'll never forget this. He opened the door, and he goes, I'm not even going to ask what you were doing. I'm not even going to ask where you were. I'm not even mad at you right now. I'm just disappointed. Shut the door.
Oh.
I sat in my room going, Dad, will you come back here and kick me in the groin? Dad, please punch me in the face and knock me out. I would have rather he did that to me because he said it so calmly. Literally, he went inside my soul.
And took it.
Took it. He was gone. He was gone into the night.
And left. You know what he left him with? He left you with your thoughts.
You know what he could have left you with, though, is the MyBookie app where you could win money for betting on sports. Can you tell us about that,
Speaking
Sean?
of the MyBookie app, watching any sport is a heck of a lot more exciting when you've got a stake in the game. But regardless of why you play, you need a platform that makes it easy. At MyBookie.ag, they make it very easy. Whether you're looking to bet NBA, MLB, or major events like this weekend's UFC 261, MyBookie is the best place to bet. And though odds can change, if you bet on Masvidal right now to win the fight, you'll triple your money. That's right. A $100 wager nets you $300 in return. If you're going to bet, there's only one place to do it, and that's MyBookie. Sign up now with promo code Woodward. Take the initiative now, Fruitcake, to get your first deposit match up to $1,000. That's promo code Woodward to get a free deposit bonus and start your day off with that W. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. We're talking some draft when we come back. Scott, it's interesting because there were these mock drafts that you do have computer algorithms, right? There were two teams that kept calling me for the Lions' number 7 overall pick. And I want to throw them at Scott when we come back because he mentioned one of them. But the computer, it's a computer, right? It's a smart thing.
Computer. It is.
The same two teams kept calling me. And I'm not joking. I probably did. This is no exaggeration. I probably did 50 mock drafts last night.
You did 50?
The same two teams called me.
He's got a problem.
I do. He knows. I have a problem.
You have an issue.
I'm a mockaholic.
What's wrong?
I openly admit it.
I also want to talk about the fumble we just had between me, you, and Art. When we come back, Sean Baligian, Joique Bell, Sean Bischoff, Woodward Sports, stay tuned.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Face.
Hi.
Put it on Sean. Just put it on Sean.
My bad. Listen, I always give Joique love when Joique does, he does a real good job teasing, like that hey, speaking of, it's a nice segue, right? He lobbed me a softball, and I didn't even swing.
I think I intercepted it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't even
I
swing.
apologize.
I sat there and I froze, and then Art did it again, and
you hit it, but you got to first base instead of
it was a number. It was just a little number.
No. It was the eye contact I made with you when I said it, and you still. I'll try to steer through your soul.
Maybe sad. No, I let you down, and I'm sorry.
Don't be bitter. Be better.
Yeah, that's why I'm
be
not
better.
mad.
Don't be bitter. Be better.
Be better.
You know what?
Just heat that comment.
It said what?
Don't be bitter. Be better.
Be better. Be better.
I've never heard that one, but I'm definitely using it.
Scott, 2 teams. You mentioned one of them already. Do you know what the computer kept throwing at me? The exact same deal. And I can tell you, I remember it off the top of my head.
Was it the Chargers or the Cardinals?
It was the Cardinals.
Yep.
I got 16. I got their second-round pick, and I got their second-round pick next year.
Did you reject it?
I did reject it.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? I counter-offered, and they gave me their first round next year.
Okay.
So I got the Cardinals first this year, got the Cardinals second this year, and I got the Cardinals first next year. Now, the other one was the Titans.
Oh.
It was 23rd, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
I got the Titans first. I got the Titans second. I got a first and a third next year, and I accepted that one. I did accept that one.
Who'd you get at 23?
I'm
He don't
trying
care.
to
He just care
remember.
about the picks.
It almost doesn't even matter.
You know what it is?
tell you.
Hold on. You know what it is, Scott? I'm gonna take you back to what Sean always says. It's only a good deal if you get the picks right.
You got it.
And so
True.
you don't even know you got that wasn't the right pick.
No,
so
you know who
deal.
I got? I got the wide receiver out of Minnesota a couple times. I got the which linebacker did I get?
Jamin Davis?
The kid. I got the kid from Notre Dame a couple times,
Oh,
and then
okay.
a couple other times I told you I went out.
Continued
But
to
it
trade
did-
down?
But you know what? Listen, the board was still good at 23.
Yeah.
The board was still good at 23, but it was like, all right, how many extra picks can I get? I was having some fun with it. But I mean, in terms of the name, do you know who else was there? Believe it or not, at 23, Micah Parsons was there for one of them. So I picked him at 23 just for the hell of it.
Yeah. It's an enigma. It's a strange thing.
Yeah. Linebacker from Penn State, by the way.
Yeah. With some stuff that he's going to have to make teams comfortable about. Off the field stuff.
Sure.
Multiple situations. But, still being projected to the Lions. It was just frightening.
At
It is
7.
frightening. Yeah.
Why would you do that, Joique? You're a smart man. You played the National Football League.
Listen,
Why
these
would you
are-
take a 2-down backer?
These are allegations. They're not true.
Truth.
No, it's all alleged.
Truth.
It's all alleged.
It is.
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's not.
No, it's not gonna happen.
I'm
Just through my sources, that's not what's been talked about in the building. So
Are you saying they're not talking about Parsons at 7?
no, I haven't heard that.
Oh, I'm so excited by this news.
Can't do it.
I haven't heard that.
Cannot do it. Can't. I want you
Who
to
are
think
you-
about this, guys. It is. I mean, you're
No,
talking.
he's probably been talked
He's a good
about.
player. He's a 2-down linebacker. Sound familiar?
He
I don't
is-
want any part of that.
He does have some pass rush potential, but when you're drafting at 7 overall and you're taking a middle linebacker who's really effective stopping the run, doesn't play in coverage much, and just assuming that he can do that's a mistake. I think the idea of him blitzing and coming off the edge is interesting, but there's just not a lot of value to be had at pick 7. Who are you hearing? They're like are you? Can you tell us? Can we talk about a position? Nothing. You've gone silent now.
Come on, Scott. I can't do that.
Wide receiver.
Scott, I can't do that.
Does it rhyme with Schmalen Schmodel?
Listen,
Please?
I can't do that.
Really,
Now
Scott?
I tell you,
really?
now I tell
Oh
you
my
what.
God,
Now this is
it would
something
be-
me and Sean have talked about. Now, what they would like to do is I'm not going to say it.
Trade down.
Huh?
Trade down.
That's what I would like to do. Trade down
You could
and
do
get
it a
more
couple
picks.
times. You could do it. You could. Scott, we were talking about this the other day. I don't like Peter Schrager.
Sure.
I don't.
But you better respect his information.
And when Peter Schrager had the Lions and like pretty much put it in big bold letters, this is a team that could drop down a couple times. My ears perked up.
Okay,
My
I have
ears
to
perked up.
tell a touch of a story.
Okay.
The fact that you were able to read what you read without doing the thing and making mistakes blows my mind. I cannot, so I'm trying to read. You've seen me do this before. To try to read even a sentence, and it is just, I cannot do it when I'm recording it or looking at something.
Oh,
it's
you
not
talking about the
possible.
reads, the live
Yes,
reads?
you read it flawlessly. It's impossible. I don't know how you do it. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but
I ad-lib some of it. You add your
no,
own
it's
little bits and pieces.
but you didn't do the Jalen Waddle is a elite speed wide receiver. That's the way I do it. I'm horrible at it.
That's
Horrible.
What do I always say? You
Takes
talk to
practice.
me. You just talk to me. That's it's really it's that
It's
simple.
all.
Can
Can
I-
I?
Talk
Sean
to
told
me.
me that. That was the best advice he can give me. This is just a conversation.
You're just talking
We're
to
just
me.
talking.
But when you're talking into your phone, it doesn't feel like do I need to put the dog? We got a dog. It's a mess. Do I need to put the dog in the room and talk to the dog? I mean, is that
If that makes it more comfortable, when
For
I
you?
was first on the air, I put a picture of my then 22-year-old fiance up on like my first few weeks up on like when I was talking on the radio, my first job. I would put her picture like right up on the board, and it was like I was talking to her during the show. And then I got to the point of comfortability, and it was like it was over. I was like, man, I don't need you up there anymore.
See, I don't think I'm horrible doing this.
Oh, that's kind of bad. I don't need you up there
I
anymore.
don't need you up there anymore.
You know why? You know how you can flip it though.
Uh-oh.
I
You know how you can flip
I
it?
upgraded.
I don't have you up there.
Oh,
anymore
boy.
Because you're locked in here forever for free.
Wow. You are a smooth operator, Joique Bell.
Art, let's take it to the booth. Let's take it to the love booth with Art. Art,
Uh-oh.
how would you respond to that?
I would respond throwing fists.
You gonna hit your fiance?
Why is he so
No,
mad?
not my fiance. No, my
Damn.
fiance. I'm married as of right now, so no. I mean, you know.
Wait, you're married and you have a fiance?
Yeah,
I
he's
wish.
both. He has both.
That'd be great.
That's why we call it the love booth.
All right then.
Let me take you to Love Court, Sean.
This place is crazy.
Kevin said Barr was said to be a 2-down linebacker coming out as well.
I don't recall Anthony Barr being referred to as a 2-down linebacker. I don't. But I mean, he obviously is a very good player. Where did he get drafted?
The Vikings.
I know, but like what?
I don't remember.
Where was
Was
he
he
at?
second round? I think.
Yeah, he was not a 7th overall player. I'm not. Micah Parsons is really good at what he does. I just think that there's a lesson to be learned about just. He's a crazy good athlete, and we just assume that since he's so athletic, he'll be able to do things that Penn State's never asked him to do.
I'm a firm believer if I'm picking at 7, okay, and I keep using this term value, okay? If I can grab a guy comparable to Micah Parsons in the second round, okay? I'm going to do that. I'm not going to waste my 7th round pick on it. I'm going to get Jamar Chase and get Diet Micah Parsons in the second round.
He's not gonna be there.
Okay,
Jamar Chase?
All right.
Yeah.
Then
Jalen
I'm
Waddle.
going to grab Jalen Waddle. Then I'm going to grab
That's
Penny
who I
Sewell.
didn't say we need to grab.
I'm going. But do you understand what I'm saying?
So, yeah.
Jalen Waddle, baby. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all day.
But I mean, you
Would
get
you
what I'm
choose
saying?
him over Sewell? If he's, and I'm
you know,
asking.
I think that
Now this is what we had on the show yesterday. We talked about this. Who are you grabbing? If they're both there at 7, who are you getting?
Sewell.
I would probably take Sewell because his upside and ability to change things, both in the short term and long term,
I'm gonna
is
tell
better.
you why I
but
would choose. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna choose Sewell.
tell me,
Because of the way the game is played.
Listen to Scott. He's smart.
The way the game is played.
yes,
Do you guys hear that?
How will Weddle have success here?
Scott is smart.
How will he have success?
every single time he touches the ball,
Okay, all right. We're gonna stop there.
Scott's
Touch the ball, which means the quarterback has to give him the ball.
yeah,
So the game is going to be won in the trenches. He can't get the ball if the quarterback always has quarterback pressure, somebody in his face getting sacked. So that's what a game.
I think Sewell is
start.
a more franchise-altering player. He is, and it's a boring sort of
Scott Smart.
What?
I didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
I'm hearing something.
Yeah, I heard something too. Must be some birdies.
Are we gonna read a
There are no
Grow Green or something?
Hey, let's give Scott the next read.
Oh, you don't want any part of that.
Yeah,
Blah
do
blah
a read.
blah blah blah
Scott,
blah
are you ready to
blah.
read?
Scott, we'll give you one read. This
Can
is
you
short one.
imagine?
You can do this one.
Okay, are you ready?
All right, which one are we doing?
No.
This is a horrible idea.
All right,
is
okay,
it?
I give that
Northwestern
one back.
Tech.
Tell
I
us
give you a better
about
one.
Northwestern
Tell us about
Tech.
Northwestern
No,
Tech.
I give him an easier one.
See, he gave it to me and took it away.
Which
Oh
one?
no.
Here we go.
Hall Financial live read. Are we doing one?
Yes.
we
Okay.
go.
We're on right now.
When is the last time you checked your interest rate? If it's over 3%, then you need to call Hall Financial for a free, what are you laughing about? A free 5-minute mortgage check up. And tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Good job.
Hall Financial is fast and they do all the heavy lifting, so this is so embarrassing.
Do it. Go.
For
go.
you, I can't even remember where I started. For you, so go to davidhallmortgage.com now to get started. Hall Financial, lower payments, better options, more personal attention. Boom.
And then you have
There
to say,
go.
tell them Scott sent you.
Tell him Joique sent you.
And Lynn said you nailed
That's
it, Scott.
embarrassing.
See? No, dude, you nailed it.
So embarrassing.
Build it and he will come. Go the distance. Scott is smart. All right, so what is Scott hearing? What are some of the options? How legitimate is it? Scott and I have had a running joke for years doing this. The amount of times that we talk about a team moving down and the amount of times that they actually move down, my arms aren't big enough. This could be that year. And a team that's willing to move out this year as well. We'll get some thoughts on that when we return. Joique Bell, Scott Bischoff, Sean Baligian. This is Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Being told that we have a caller, but we don't have a caller, but we do have a caller, but we don't have a caller. Did I get that? Did I get that? Did I get that correct?
No, we had a caller. He gave us a comment.
Yeah.
But we lost him.
Okay. Did he
hang
don't
up
have
so
a
he could
caller,
listen?
But they're trying to get him back, and we have a caller.
All right. So what was his comment? Do you want me to ask Fish, Joe? What's the comment? Just so we know, since we have like a real guy here.
Yeah, he was just calling. He wanted to know your thoughts on Gregory Russo.
You have to turn your mic on.
He wanted to know our thoughts on Gregory Russo. I read his lips.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that, but I can't read. It's amazing.
You can read lips though.
My bad. My mic was on. I just wasn't close enough.
What? Dude, don't worry about it.
Greg Russo.
Okay.
So I think the media has been higher on Greg Russo the entire time over at what NFL teams think. He is a total projection. And what's really interesting with him is I think he's one of those players who sort of was out of position as an edge player and is much more effective playing inside than he was as an edge player, but he's got the body of an edge player, if that makes any sense.
All right.
So there's not a lot of production with him, and it's going to take time. In the end, I don't think he will be a first-round pick. I just think there's not enough production or athleticism there with what he is as a player when you look at some of the other edge players like Jalen Phillips or Azeez Ojulari or Kwity Paye, some of these other guys. I don't expect him to be a super early pick. I could see him falling a little bit just because there's so much projection with what he is as a player. It's going to take time.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned before when you first came in that is this you're hearing things or is this speculation about the Cardinals? And I believe you said the Chargers. And,
Yeah.
And people keep talking about the Titans. I'll reiterate. The computer algorithms.
Who are the Titans coming up for?
I have no idea.
Because with the other two teams...
I didn't even look at it because I was more concerned about my team. I don't give a shit what you do.
So with the Cardinals, it's for Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
And when you look at the way Jalen Waddle would fit in that offense with Kyler Murray, you have DeAndre Hopkins, big boundary receiver, contested catch, red zone weapon.
It was Surtain, by the way.
Okay.
That's who it was.
Totally reasonable.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at Jalen Waddle and just seeing a vertical threat and a vertical threat only, I think you're missing. I think you're standing in the forest and refusing to see that there are trees everywhere. He does so much more than just like you have Will Fuller in Miami now. He's your vertical threat. What Jalen Waddle does is he can do those things. He is a vertical threat. But if you throw a 5-yard slant to him, there's a really good chance he's going to outrun everybody to the boundary and then run down the field for a huge play. He does it all the time. So in Arizona's offense, you would have a situation where you have a boundary receiver who's pretty dominant in Hopkins. You have A.J. Green there now, same type of thing. A boundary receiver who can be dominant, but you need to exploit the middle of the field. And there's no better player in this draft who does that over Jalen Waddle. Just getting the ball to him and letting him run. It's incredible to watch him outrun angles. And I'm talking about in the SEC against guys who think that, all right, I've got him, and they don't even touch him.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. So
in the SEC, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And the way he would fit with Miami is the same way. You have your vertical threat with Will Fuller, and then you're throwing you're making things easy for Tua by, hey, screen. You have a Fuller clearing out large parts of the field with his speed, and you're throwing a little drag underneath it, and now Waddle's running into space. So it's that kind of stuff where, Waddle separates vertically, and he's really good at stacking defenders. But anytime he touches the ball, he's a threat. He just is. I mean, he is as dynamic as it gets. Having said that, Jamar Chase is probably, I would consider Chase to be the number one receiver in this draft, just because he's like an alpha. He's going to be an X receiver. I don't think Waddle will be that. I think he's more of you need to get the ball to him every time you can, where Chase is a more physical player where he's going to end up being your true X receiver. I think Waddle has more dynamic qualities to his game. And so you mentioned it. Do you draft Sewell or Waddle? And for me at 7, if you're stuck and you're at pick 7, you can't trade out. Just get one of those two guys.
Can't go wrong either way.
Just take one of them.
Do you know what I said? Famous last words. And I know I said this to you, but I'm going to say the same thing to you, Scott. Famous last words, and I pray to God I don't regret saying this. The Lions would have to make a concerted effort to screw this up.
Oh, no.
There, I said it. And now watch them walk to the podium and say the Detroit Lions select Micah Parsons out of Penn State University. No, I'm serious, Scott, because let's think about this. If you're, well, I guess we have to settle. If you're, I guess we have to settle is walking up to the podium and announcing Penny Sewell's name or Jamar Chase's name. Okay.
So you can play the game on how we're going to get there, because I think that's going to be the knock will be is why are you thinking Penny Sewell and Jalen Waddle are there? And we know 3 quarterbacks are going with the first 3 picks. I think there's a quarterback going with pick 4 or Kyle Pitts.
Mm-hmm. You like Mac?
I do. I don't know that I buy the 49ers giving up everything they gave up for Mac Jones. But Mac Jones is I think he's more valuable than what we thought at one point from him, but I don't like him like I like the other quarterbacks in the class.
All right, so who are you worried about? What player was that you was worried about their background? Was that
Parsons? Yes. So I don't understand we're talking about Fields the way we're talking about Fields, but Mac Jones has a DUI or you know what I mean? He's got some stuff that nobody talks about.
Yeah. And he's moving up.
Who can forget that infamous picture of him with his shirt off after the championship game as well? And if you don't think that matters,
the dad bod thing,
you're out of your mind. I mean,
no. I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't matter this year as much, because you don't have to walk in front of 500 scouts.
You're right
coaches,
about that. Well, the infamous Tom Brady picture.
How did that feel when you were at the Senior Bowl having to do that? I can't even imagine.
It felt like a slave trade. Like, go up there and show your body.
It
just like.
Do you remember Adrian Peterson talking about that?
No, I don't remember, but it just feels. I mean, it's what
he used those exact words.
Did he say that?
Yes,
that's exactly what it feels
and
like.
And I've sat in that little arena there, and it makes me feel super uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you guys are in the tightest shorts imaginable. I wouldn't want to wear them.
Look at that.
Holy Lord.
Yeah, so you walk up on this stage.
Jeez, dude.
You walk up on this stage. There's nothing on the stage.
Mix in a sit-up.
You can look out. You see all the coaches and the scouts sitting out there into the crowd. They make you step on the scale. They say your weight. Then they put you on the wall. You stand on the wall. Toes up.
Yep.
Toes up.
Arms out.
Arms out. You stand on the wall. They take your height, and they just scream out everything out loud so you guys can write down everything.
And can you hear the people in the crowd talking about you?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
And then you walk off so you come on the stage from the side, and you walk off the stage down the middle, down the crowd, through, and you got to walk through the middle, and so they get like a good look at you. And while you're walking by, they're just like this.
It is, and you're like in the tightest shorts in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Or you guys
put it away
look.
kind of thing. Like, it's
no, it's what it is. It's nuts. It's just awkward.
It is more than awkward.
And so it's funny because you see, like, right before guys walk on there, like walk up, they're in the back doing push-ups, sit-ups. Like, no, real talk.
No, I believe it.
They back there
Gotta
doing,
get the pump.
Yeah,
Seriously. That's swell.
I'm not gonna lie, I did like 100 before I walked out. But you know who dropped down in the draft after that? Jonathan Dwyer. You know, he was supposed to be like
Remember
a first.
Jonathan Dwyer?
He was a running back.
You remember
from
him?
Georgia Tech.
Kind of a bowling ball kind of guy. Went to the Steelers. Remember
went
him,
to the
Scott?
Steelers.
I do. I remember Jonathan
and he
Dwyer.
dropped down from the first. He was the first round.
Did he look a little sloppy?
He was very. He looked like that picture.
Go back. Can we take a look at Mac?
Oh, it was bad. He was worse than that.
You know what?
It was worse than that.
I wouldn't want to take my shirt off and then have anybody take a picture of it.
Heck no.
Nope. Even though I am ripped and I got abs. Yeah,
well, here's the thing. I mean, and this is, and I hope you guys appreciate this. This is, you're getting perspective from these two that you're not going to find other places.
Well, so you asked.
One guy went through this process. Another guy has seen this process up close and personal.
And
So
I'm
I wanted
ashamed
to-
of myself for being a part of that part of it. Like it's embarrassing.
I get it.
That you sit and you have people behind you talking about dude's body in a manner that's really weird. Like weird.
The pterodactyl arms.
Give us one comment you heard.
Oh, I mean,
give us a couple.
Clean, PG.
No,
but it's just
just say it.
I've heard people referred to like an offensive lineman as of having man boobs before, and I'm like, he's 340 pounds. What do you think? But like denigrating
You're
a
supposed to be
person's
the
body.
Hulkster, I guess.
It was
I guess
DJ
you're supposed to be-
Fluker they were talking about in this.
Really?
Yes.
Do they ever
Like,
talk? Hold up. They see us in our tight shorts. What else they talk about?
Scott, I've got a question.
Are they embarrassed?
How much of that?
It's ridiculous.
How much of
Hold
that
on, Art.
actually?
Art, I was talking.
Oh,
Are they
I'm sorry,
embarrassed?
Joique.
So there's a discussion about the mentality of I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
But the whole concept of some people are all men are not created equal. I'm just going to leave it there.
So
and then it's widely discussed as you guys are walking off the stage. It's ridiculous. I mean, like some dudes walk up there and it's like, dude, tape. You got a coal chute in your pants. I mean, come on. Like, do you remember? Is that inappropriate? Do you remember when Chris Jones ran the 40 and his junk fell out the bottom of his shorts as he was running the 40?
Yeah.
I don't think I watched that.
Yeah, it happened.
They don't wear like the tight shorts.
Yeah, but I mean, they were the shorts were being worked out big time. Yes.
Thank you, Scott. How much of all of this stuff is just nonsense? Like,
every single aspect of the weigh-in is nonsense.
Like we talk about how fast did they run? What do they look like? That's important.
Sure.
But like looking
To a point.
Yeah, but to a point, and I get that, but I feel like, in Joique's perspective, that's going to be the most uncomfortable thing ever. You're standing in front of a whole bunch of grown men half naked, and they're looking at your figure and
more
judging.
than half.
You know what? Joique, can I explain why I say to a point? And I use Joique Bell as an example of this for 12 years now, okay? Is your 40 time important? Of course it is, okay? Do you know what else is important? Watching a man with your own two eyes chase another man down the field with a 10-yard head start.
Football speed.
You can't time football speed. You can't. Some dudes psych themselves out. They think so much about the 40 that there's no way that they are going to perform well. I was somebody who psyched myself out to take a test. I'm telling you, I was. I psyched myself out. It was agony to me. And I didn't improve until I just went, whee, you know, and did one of those things, seriously. But some people do that, you know, and that's why I say, yes, it's important. Don't misconstrue. But Scott, to a point.
To a point, yeah. And nowadays, it's probably different from when you were doing it. There is no football training happening after the season's over. It is all combine training. It is. I've never run a 40 before, but I'm going to learn how to run a 40 because it matters. It does. But as far as a weigh-in goes, I don't know. With the exception of looking at a player and knowing that he's working and he looks like a player who's, you know, the way they should look. But there's a way to do that that's just different than it is. You don't need to pack, you know, 1,500 guys in a room and parade somebody in the shorts that they make you guys wear on a stage. It's always struck me as just really odd. Yeah. It just has. It's not great.
Who comes up with that stuff anyway? The NFL comes up with that, or like who comes up with let's do this? I
don't know, and it's kind of at this point one of those things that's always been done that way, so that's the way they do it. But you know, there are different ways to go about.
You know what I'm going to do right now?
Or take us a break?
No, I'm going to take you to break in a second. Do you know what I'm going to do right now?
What?
I'm going to have a mock draft simulator on my phone.
Oh, let's do it.
Are you ready for this? Start simulation. Let's just do first round, okay? You ready? I'm going to do this live on the air. You ready? I'll tell you the results when we come back right here on Woodward Sports.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
So now you get to see the inner sanctum of Sean Baligian's depressing life, okay? ProFootballNetwork.com allows you to do your own mock simulator. So I said with Scott being in here today, these guys didn't know that I was going to be this big of a loser and do this, but Scott probably knew because he's known me for a while, right? So here's Scott. Here's how the draft went before the Lions. Trevor Lawrence at 1, Zach Wilson at 2, Justin Fields at 3, Trey Lance at 4, Rashawn Slater at 5,
and that's a thing.
Yes, it is. We've talked about it. If you've listened to our show, Mr. and Mrs.
The Bengals do have Slater higher on their board than Penei Sewell.
Devontae Smith at number 6. Now, here are our options before I tell you about the incredible offers that are coming my way. Penei Sewell, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle. Scott's already crying because I mentioned 2 people that have been brought up. Are you ready? Look, my phone's ringing.
Who's calling you?
I have 3 phone calls.
Is one of those calls from the Charger?
It is, as a matter of fact. It's amazing that you say that, Joique.
Accept the offer.
I love that offer, okay? So here's my first offer. The Titans are offering me 22nd overall, 53rd overall, 85th overall, 100th overall, and their second-round pick next year. That's a pretty good haul, right?
Right.
Can you tell them that you'd only accept that trade if they offer you their first next year?
I can. Do you want me to counteroffer that?
Sure.
I'm not going to do
Let's
it
play
live while
hardball.
we're on here. Okay, listen to what the Chargers said to me. Their first this year and their first next year. Their first this year and their first next. Right. Now, Scott suggested, what was your suggestion? Because I'm going to counter with that.
They'd have to throw in their second this year.
Their second this year. Are you ready? I'm gonna counter with that. So we'd be getting 13th overall, 47th overall.
Listen, Mr. Telesco, if you covet the player,
my trade was declined.
Okay, we'll move on to another team.
Okay, now hold on a second. Oh gosh, I ruined it.
What you got now?
No, my third one, I ruined it because I pressed the wrong button. So at the end of the day, look at the Steelers offered me. Are you ready? The 24th, the 52nd, or the 55th, the 87th. They're second and third next year. No way. I'm gonna reject that right now.
Yeah.
Scott, our choices are Penny Sewell, Kyle Pitts, or Rashawn Slater if we have to stay at 7.
Is Jamar Chase available?
Jamar Chase is off the board. Sewell, Pitts, Slater. I'm going to press Sewell, and I'm not going to think twice about it. Is that okay?
Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
The Detroit Lions select Penny Sewell, 7th overall. Okay, I'm cool. Wasn't that easy?
Yeah.
But no, do you understand what I'm saying? It's funny that you mentioned the Chargers because you said it slyly and everything. It was the Cardinals, it was the Chargers, it was Tennessee, and Pittsburgh. Now, why do those things keep coming up? I don't know.
So,
do we know?
The person who runs that website is very tied in, and he knows some of the things that are going on. The Chargers discussion is real. It is happening, and so is the Cardinals. It is.
All right, so
It is.
I want you guys to think about this, all right? The Lions moved down to 13, and I don't know exactly who's going to be there, just like we don't know who's going to be there at 7, but obviously there's going to be good players there. And if there's somebody that doesn't jump out to you, you can fall back again from 13. There's no doubt about that. But now think about this. For a rebuilding team, you're giving me your first round next year, so I have 3 first-round picks next year and 3 second-round picks next year.
Yep.
For a rebuilding team.
And you're also making a pick at 13.
And you're getting a top 15 player potentially.
Yeah.
If you
So
decide,
let's say
I'm in.
at pick 13 you draft Christian Darrisaw.
Mm-hmm.
He can play right tackle for you.
Yep.
There's a little risk that comes with him, but you're pick 13. But what going down to 13 opens the door for, and it's I think more intriguing than anything, is it lets you take a defensive player and get value. Kwity Paye.
Do you know who I took in the 6th round, by the way?
I don't
Because
know.
somebody asked about Davis Mills, what your thoughts on Davis Mills was. Do you know who was sitting there in the 6th round in one of the drafts I did last night?
Davis Mills?
No, I had to do it. Kyle Trask.
Oh,
So
yeah.
It's the 6th round. I had to take him.
Sure.
I'm getting a quarterback from Florida in the 6th round of the draft. Okay. What am I going to lose out on in the
Davis
6th round?
Mills is a developmental quarterback, but I think the desire for quarterbacks is so great that he will likely go earlier than we think.
Mm-hmm. Just like there's no way in hell Kyle Trask is going to be there in the 6th round.
Should not be.
Like there's just no way.
Should not be. Although he is, it's confusing.
What's confusing?
So he's a really big, he is a big person, but he doesn't play that way. And there's a desire to talk about big arm strength with him, and it's not there.
Really?
Yeah. So there's it just, if just watching it and just seeing how much is left on the field. Like Kyle Pitts put up great numbers at Florida, but if he had anybody reliable throwing the ball to him, it could have been so much more. There are times when he's he's one-on-one on the boundary with a corner, and he's beat him, and Trask throws the ball to the middle of the field, kind of thing, and it's a repeatable thing,
like hang it up type of throw.
Just throws it instead of so Pitts will run to the boundary, this way, and the ball ends up over here.
Huh?
Like he just doesn't even give him a chance. It's weird. So with Trask, it's again a developmental player, but.
What do you? All right, you kind of gave me a sly look when I mentioned the I didn't even have to mention the Chargers. You mentioned the Chargers. You said one of the teams the Chargers.
Right.
And
for Penny Sewell.
Yeah, and it's interesting because again, like Scott said, these things. I all jokes aside, go do the Pro Football Network simulator. Their algorithms are strong because a lot of the rumors that you hear are the deals that come up on the phone.
Yeah, so my thing is this, though. So these teams are trading up, right? And say they want to trade up for Sewell, and you're in that spot. Are you willing to give up Sewell for those picks, or would you want to have those picks more than you would want to have Sewell?
That's
the
really
question.
the hard.
That's the hard question you have to ask.
It is. Right,
because you want to build through the draft. So do you want to get more picks? You can go out and get another 3 or 4 picks for this one guy.
Yep.
Or do you want to have this one guy because he's worth those 3 or 4 picks?
That'll be
That's the
and it's the
conversation.
thing we don't know.
That's the conversation that probably happened in that war room right now as they're getting ready.
And it's a tough decision because I mean, you could. Penny Sewell has a chance. He has upside. He's 20 years old. He has a chance to be an elite football player for a very long time.
Yeah, and very young. So he probably has 3, maybe even any.
Joique is gonna be 25 years old when he signs his second deal. I mean,
I signed my first deal when I was 24.
Isn't that crazy? Joique, to your point, that's exactly. I mean, I was joking about it, but I did one draft where I fell out twice, and I got myself 4 extra picks this year, and I got 4 extra picks next year as well, a first rounder and a second rounder included. Again, guys. I know some of you, not all of you, some of you don't want to hear this, and I hope you're right and the Lions surprise us this year. For the rest of you, they totally know what they are right now. They're in rebuild mode. And do you know what really helps you rebuild? Draft picks. That is the number one ingredient for rebuilding. And you know what? This year, Quinn screwed the Lions so badly, they don't have a lot of picks this year.
How many people are still on the team from 17?
Could you turn 7?
I said, how many picks are still here from Quinn's 17 draft?
I think that's a donut.
It's one.
Oh,
He's
Jalen
on his
Reeves
way
Maben.
out. Yeah, it's Reeves Maben. That's it. But I mean, I want you guys to think about that, right? Like there aren't a lot of picks this year. You could turn it into a boatload of picks this year if you wanted. But Scott, you pointed this out. It's not without risk. You're passing some damn good players in the process.
Yeah, but you're still at pick 13. There are scenarios you can play that there is still a quarterback available at pick 13. Imagine the Lions on the clock at pick 7, trading out to 13, and Justin Fields still being there at pick 13. Hey, Washington, you want to come up to 13?
You interested?
Hey, New England, you want to come up to 13? That kind of thing. Or the Lions could just sit pat at 13 and take their quarterback. I mean, it doesn't, that's...
Matt said they could take Jenkins at 13. I mean,
Yeah.
you could fall back to. I mean, again, for whatever reason, don't shoot the messenger. We even did it live on the air a few minutes ago. Tennessee kept coming up.
Yeah.
Tennessee kept popping up. Tennessee wanting to move out of 23.
And they was offering you what?
They offered me their first this year, their second this year,
Their
third this year, and their second next year.
Yeah, you would take
Wasn't that it?
Yeah, and I would think that that's a reasonable offer if you're in the market for not a premium pick like at pick 7, but at pick 23 you're going to get a defensive player, you're going to get somebody who's a developmental type player, but you'd have in that situation you'd have 2 seconds and 3 thirds.
And you know what? There are a couple good wide receivers. The kid out of Minnesota is damn good.
He's a really intriguing story. I would tell people not to watch his 2020 film.
Okay.
Because he had COVID.
Okay.
And he struggled with it. He lost 10 pounds. Really struggled with it, but his 2019 film, he's a totally different guy.
Sure.
First round player.
Yeah.
And on 2019 film, he is.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating. We're only a week away, and just on a side note, Scott, yesterday I had a good cry because it was announced that the NFL schedule is coming on May 12th.
You have to wait.
That is a celebration for me. That is a celebratory. I might take that. I'm taking May 11th off as it is. Just programming note, I'm not going to be here. That's my dad's memorial. But I might be taking off May 12th as well to celebrate the NFL schedule.
To figure out what the record's going to be?
Art said no.
Art said no.
I will be here May 12th.
May 12th.
I will be here May 12th.
You definitely will be here. It's
Wow.
crazy. We have a good show for the people tomorrow as well because it's getting time for us to log out. We're going to have a great show tomorrow. And then we're going to have a special little guest. When I say little,
he keeps teasing us, and I want to know who this special guest is.
You want me to tell you? You just want to see tomorrow?
No, I want you to surprise us all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
I do.
Well, in the words of someone that's very dear to me, love you much, Kukla. The show tomorrow will be very divine. Will be very divine. Anyway, Joique Bell, Sean Baligian, Woodward Sports, Baligian the Bell Show. Gang. Catch you guys tomorrow.